Hey, welcome to the what? Let's get into the next part of the show, man. Them Paul brothers, man. Up first, we got Jake Paul versus Tommy Fury. I believe it's going to happen. They talking a lot of shit like it's going to happen. There was a statement made, I think it's from Fury's dad, that said that if he doesn't win this fight versus Jake Paul, then he probably going to be disowned by the family. So I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So it's a lot of pressure on Tommy Fury. There's not that much pressure on Jake Paul because Jake Paul is not. He is a boxer. He has boxed individuals that are to the par per se, but their field of striking is more of a MMA side, not a boxing side. Tommy Fury is 7-0. He has 4 knockouts. He is a boxer per se, but he's just still coming up through the ranks. So for me, it's more of a what can I say? Tommy Fury should win this fight right now. Tommy Fury in 3 years would dominate Jake Paul.
Yeah.
But I don't know what's going to happen since Tommy Fury is still early in the game. So Jake Paul, you know how we talk about, well, you talk about matchups, 60-40, 50-50, 70-30. I think this is more of a 50-50, 60-40 matchup towards Jake Paul's side. But how do you feel about this fight itself, man? Because there was supposed to be a rematch with
that wasn't gonna happen. We ain't gonna talk about that. That wasn't gonna happen. We did that soon as the tattoo didn't happen that night. That wasn't gonna happen. Moving along past that. No. So think about it like this. Are we excited about this fight? I'm gonna hit you with a no. But it is
with a quick one.
It is a necessary fight. And also, all Jake Paul is doing is the same thing, you know what I used to say about Street Fighter. You know, in Street Fighter, you got Ken and Ryu, and then you got Sakura. She used to follow him around. And then she had to learn how to do what they did, but when her Hadoukens go out, they don't go that far because she's a lesser version of them just from watching them. This is what Jake Paul's doing. Jake Paul is just, all he's doing is copying Mayweather's playbook. Okay? So think about it like this.
Catching motherfuckers early.
Yeah. So Mayweather caught Canelo early, right?
Yeah, he catch him now, boy. It'll be a prop.
But Mayweather at his age back then, catching Canelo right now, I don't know. Well, no, he would have to suck him out to get him lower again. That's a whole different story. Ain't nobody talking about that. Let's get back to this. No. So, catch Tommy Fury early, right?
Yeah.
Tommy Fury may very well go on to do great things. But if he loses to Jake Paul right now, guess what?
He might as well quit.
That's going to carry him. No, it's just going to carry with him. So, Jake Paul is looking to catch a name early, just like Mayweather does. You know? Then after that, maybe he's going to start to look to catch some names later.
Yeah.
Some guys that, that just quite, right there. He'll look to catch those next. And then after that, now, technically, most boxers from here would have about 10 more fights on their record that we all didn't see. So that he's at 14 fights.
Yeah.
Whenever he's doing this. And then by the time he gets this one job done, he's at 20 fights. Then it looked good. He beats Tommy Fury right now. Let's just say the road doesn't get any easier from here. But damn, he's 5-0.
But if he beats Tommy Fury, he can retire and just say he beat elite strikers and actual boxers too. Or boxer.
So we call him Tommy Fury elite?
I didn't say he was elite. I said
what you just said.
I said an actual boxer. I said elite striker, actual boxer.
See, let's not do this thing now. Let's not do this thing, right? Tyson Fury is elite. Tyson Fury is going down elite as the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
I understand that his brother's boxing too. But you got to understand that there's a lot of people who little brother and little sister didn't quite do as much as they did.
Yeah.
You can name them off. Shevchenko little sister.
Yeah.
She not as scary as Valentina.
She ain't.
She's scary, but boy, Valentina's scary.
Valentina's scary.
For a while there, Nick Diaz did a lot of work. Nate was coming along. I don't know if Nate has surpassed Nick just yet. But Also, it was always Nate was the little brother. You know,
Yeah.
same with the Tommy Fury. Tyson Fury, just a man. You know, so I don't know if we can say elite, and I don't know if we can say he could retire. I say
But hey,
if
look,
he beat Tommy Fury, I think fun fights get funner.
true. But as you said, Tyson right there, and Tyson Fury. We're talking about Tommy Fury. But let's get into the next part of this segment, which is Logan Paul versus Mike Tyson. So there is going to be a Tyson Fury between the Logan Pauls and Jake Pauls,
So the
but it ain't
Paul
going to
brothers is
be
gonna fight Tyson
and
Fury. You know what? You know what? You know what? You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Tune in, tune in, tune in. What they say? What they say to my daughter when she be watching the movie? Hit that like and subscribe button. Make that bing, make it bing. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. This is what we need. We need to fight Tyson Fury versus both the Paul brothers at one time.
on the same call.
No, I'm saying in the ring at once. He just fight them both.
So they can fight Tyson Fury at the same
They had to team up to fight Tyson Fury. Hell, I still don't know if they'll win. Anyway,
I don't know.
let's get from Jake Paul, who is coming along very well, to Logan Paul, who we all know can't fight.
Yo, you keep disrespecting that man like that, man.
Did do something. Look, didn't we disrespect Jake Paul in the beginning? Jake Paul put his head down.
Yeah.
We did.
Put a lot of
We put a lot of hate on his name.
I put a lot of hate on his name, man.
Jake Paul put his head down, and then he came out, and we went, all right,
Yeah.
we gonna quit saying the worst stuff. It ain't like we want to see you win, but we just not gonna assume you gonna lose. And you got Logan Paul who fight Mike Tyson. You got Logan Paul who in the interview said what he say with Floyd Mayweather. He was like afraid for his life. He was scared or something. He was that was a scary moment in his life.
That tiny man, 150-pound man.
You weigh about 220. You gonna shift from that to fighting this dude who has no qualms about knocking your head into the third row. And it don't even matter that he might have lost a step. I'm pretty sure it ain't gonna be that hard to hit Logan Paul with that that right hand where he throw it to the body to that uppercut.
Yeah.
He be like, wait. And I was like, wait, I'm moving forward while they moving sideways. You know what I'm talking about? Right. So what is happening right now? I think he's like, I would like to go out there and have a 50-50 record before I retire. That's the only thing I can think of is what he's thinking in his head.
I mean, he finna have an 0-2 record. What are you talking about? 50-50 record.
Oh, those were exhibition fights.
Been an 0-2 record, man.
Golly, I don't understand.
He lost one of those exhibition fights.
I just don't understand this fight at all. I'm so afraid for that man's well-being. Like, Logan Paul, you should eat all the foods that you find enjoyable
because you might not be able to eat
before this fight, because you may not be able to chew right after this. Let me ask you this before you ask me this. Let me ask you this. Do you think Logan Paul can beat Roy Jones Jr.?
If Roy Jones Jr. was out of shape like he was in that in that Mike Tyson fight, yeah, maybe if he takes it the distance.
Okay. What you about to ask me? I just had to ask that question.
Now they saying there's some conspiracy theories between Logan Paul and Jake Paul that these fights are coerced, and that these fights already been played out, and they already know exactly what's going to happen before it happens. And as you can see in the comment section, it's about that money. So it might be one of those things that Mike Tyson is already in the mindset of like, hey, we gonna coast 10, 11 rounds, and then we're gonna make this paper. Because I feel like the Floyd Mayweather fight was like that. But that being said, I feel like Mike Tyson has amnesia.
I don't know. It ain't. I don't know. It ain't Mike Tyson has amnesia. No, not even that. it's this right here. Like, in what world or universe is Mike Tyson ever gonna lay off the gas pedal? That he crazy.
I don't. He crazy here.
He crazy. When he be in there, he like, I'm trying to eat his kids, praising me all lot. Like that, you don't say that, and then in the next breath, like, you want me to lay off the gas pedal and let you live. Nah, Mike ain't doing that. And it's the same thing that I say with the implications of like the UFC when people like that fight was fixed. The thing is, if this fight gets fixed, right,
Mm-hmm.
that's a lot of mouths that you have to keep closed. And if it ever comes to light that a fix was in, what you stand to lose is so much greater than what you stand to make
What? What do you mean?
from
We collect
fixing a fight.
millions. We can't collect millions. It's Jake Paul, Logan
That's it.
Paul. They
It's
won't really
over.
fight us anyway. Mike
It's
Tyson's
over. I'm
retired.
saying
It ain't really. It ain't really a real fight.
the promotion that's put on
They don't give a
everything.
damn.
It's I get you, because people like the UFC, the fix was in on that fight. I'm like, think about this: if we figure out the fix was in on the fight, and the UFC, it comes to light that they fixing fights, that's it. You're done.
Well, I mean, I understand where you come from when it's a UFC fight and it's legitimate fighters who are trying to get that title and make more and more money. But we talking about two YouTubers versus retired UFC fighters as well as your retired boxers. They ain't got nothing to lose. This is money fights anyway. So I mean, if it does come to like that, it was fixed. Uh, it's a nanny nanny boo boo, haha. We got all of you. You know what I'm saying?
Ah, I don't know. Here's the thing: you gotta be real careful if you gonna fix a fight, right? Because there's a lot of people. There's a lot of people that don't mind doing bad things to people
Because
that
they put money on it.
like to bet money on fights.
Yeah.
And you find, and let me bet, because I be betting my little money. Let me bet my money, right? Let me bet my money, because some people like to bet thousands of dollars.
Millions.
And I find out that the outcome was already determined before the fight started. Good luck, Logan Paul. You thought you couldn't fight now.
Mm-hmm.
You can't fight without hands, brother. I don't think it'll be something like that. I think they're like, Mike looked old and we're gonna be okay. But I don't think like that. Tyson has screws loose and might hit him like Ngannou versus Overeem. Oh. I need y'all to know that if that happens, we are going on the air right then. And then we're gonna be suspended for 30 days. The Trash Talk page, cause we gonna show that one. We can show
it in pictures.
We're gonna show it in pictures. We're gonna do it. We're gonna show a picture.
Do it real fast.
And show a picture. But we'll talk at 3 times the slow speed, and then on YouTube you just speed it up, and then it'll sound like we talking normal, and the pictures are going fast. So it look like a GIF. That's the stupidest shit I've ever heard in my life. Yeah. Anyway, who you got winning this fight? Who you got winning the last fight?
I got the opponent winning. I got Tommy Fury and Mike Tyson winning. I just don't. I mean, Jake Paul proved himself legitimate. I wouldn't say a good boxer. I wouldn't say a great boxer. I wouldn't say an average boxer. I'd say a legitimate boxer. But I feel like Tommy Fury is been in the game a little bit longer than Jake. So I feel like Tommy Fury should actually come out with that dub. If he doesn't, then he'll be disowned by his family. And then Mike Tyson, like you said, has screws loose. So it's just one of those things where I feel like those screws are out there and on the ground, rolling around, and he gonna do something dirty to Logan. And as you said, Logan can't fight. I ain't gonna say that.
You just said it. You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. Bobby,
I said, as you said,
Trash
Logan
Talk with Bobby
fight.
and Shine.
I said, as
Bobby said Logan Paul can't fight.
As you said, Logan Paul can't fight. But who you got?
You ain't never fight before, and I still think it's 50-50 and Logan Paul ran up on you, bro. I'm dead ass serious. I feel like it's 50-50 Logan Paul ran up on you on the sidewalk, and you had to just step back, throw him up. I'm still putting 50-50 on the money.
I got you.
I actually got Jake Paul beating Tommy Fury. I got Jake Paul beating Tommy Fury, and I got Logan Paul not making it to the scale. That fight ain't gonna happen.